Goux was a regular participant in Grand Prix races throughout the 1910s and 1920s. He won the 1921 Italian Grand Prix, the first time it was held, and the French Grand Prix and European Grand Prix in 1926. Goux also started 5 IndyCar races spread out between 1913 and 1922, all of which were the Indianapolis 500. He won in 1913 and also finished 3rd in 1919 and 4th in 1914. On his way to victory, he drank 6 bottles of champagne, but likely either spit it out or sweated it out. Here he is after qualifying in Indianapolis in 1913. DePaolo was the nephew of 1915 500 winner Ralph De Palma. DePaolo was a top driver in the 1920s as he won at Indianapolis in 1925 and won the AAA National Championship in 1925 and 1927. In all, he won 10 races in a career that lasted from 1922 to 1934. DePaolo later became a car owner in the NASCAR Cup Series from 1955 to 1957, winning 21 races. Here he is after qualifying in Indianapolis in 1925. Hinnershitz was one of the greatest sprint car drivers of all time. He won 103 races under either AAA or USAC sanction and won the East Coast Sprint Car Championship in 1949, 1950, 1951, 1952, 1955, 1956, and 1959. Hinnershitz also started 51 national championship races between 1937 and 1956. He won a pair of races in 1946 at Winston-Salem and Richmond, each of which were sprint car races that counted towards the national championship. Here he is after qualifying for the 1948 500, where he finished 9th. Verebly was a sprint car driver who mostly competed in the northeastern United States. He started at least 5 sprint car races in 1946 that counted towards the national championship, winning at Thompson and finishing 2nd at another race there. No picture is available. Linder started 28 NASCAR Cup Series races between 1949 and 1956. He won 3 races in 1950 at Dayton, Hamburg, and Vernon and finished 8th in points. Linder then started 4 IndyCar races between 1958 and 1959, but finished no better than 14th at DuQuoin in 1958 and Trenton in 1959. Unfortunately, he was killed in a crash in the latter race. Van Johnson had previously been killed in the car and Hugh Randall would later be killed in it. Here he poses with his stock car. Giaffone first competed in Indy Lights in 1995, finishing in 2nd place 4 times and ultimately 3rd in the final standings. He then raced in the IRL from 1996 to 1998, starting 8 races and getting a best finish of 4th at Charlotte in 1997. Here he is at Phoenix that year, where he finished 13th. Coming from a background in various European Formula Series, Coletti started 16 IndyCar races in 2015. However, he only got a single top 10 finish and 8th at the Grand Prix of Indianapolis. Afterwards, he went back to Europe and competed in the European Le Mans Series in 2016 and the FIA Formula 2 Championship in 2017. Here he practices for the Grand Prix of Indianapolis in 2015.